A woman is not a touch, but a response to it. A very famous quote given by none other than the eminent writer, one of the, I can say, top literature analyst, and also leading member of various learned societies and recipient of the very prestigious Padma Bhusan Award in 2022, and also the recipient of in literature highest stature award, Jnanpith Award in 2021. I'm talking about none other than the legendary writer, the pride of Odisha, Madam Pratibha Ray. Let me tell you that she has started writing her articles at the age of 9, when we generally indulge in playing and doing other activities, but she is the one who actually do brainstorming before every article she pen down. Let it be Yagyaseni, let it be any kind of novel, or you can say collection of short stories, she is actually an example to be followed. Her search for a social order based on equality, love, peace, and integration continues since she first penned, as I have already mentioned, of 9. Her postdoctoral research was on tribalism and criminology of Bonda Highlander tribes of Odisha, India. And she is also a member of Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Central Board of Film Certification, Indian Red Cross Society, India International Center, National Book Trust of India, Central Academy of Letters, etc. And let me tell you that she has traveled extensively in India and abroad for various sessions, and I think she had already bagged so many awards, and if we can offer a standing ovation, it would be really great. Ma'am, namaskar, really indebted to have you. And from last year to this year, I'm really lucky that this is a hat trick, you can say, I'm hosting for ma'am. Thank you so much. Over to ma'am. Everyone, please be seated. Thank you.
I don't know how to address you, my children or my friends. My children, all my children are now my friends. Therefore, you all are my friends. And friends of new society, a different society, which was not known to us in our childhood. Of course, we people should adopt. And it is not so easy to adopt what I have had and I am seeing every day. Not very easy to learn. Even then, I try to learn and not very illiterate about this. My background is science. I have not learned Lodiya literature or English literature. My background is science. My father was science graduate from Patna University, Ravenshaw College, because there was no university at his time. And he was a very advanced man, progressive person, thinking much ahead of his time. And he joined a lucrative job in Tisco. And after some time, he resigned and came back to the village to upgrade the minor school to high school so that the other people can be educated. He left that job. And I have seen the whole life he has struggled, and he has fought for social justice for other people. And I think my father is my friend, philosopher, and guide till today. When I remember, I visualize him. Every day I can see him. So he is always with me. Also, my mother was a very follower of my father, but not blind follower. She was asking questions, putting questions to my father also. So these are the impacts of my parents on me. And let me come to my childhood. I had a very vibrant childhood. I had much freedom. I was going anywhere, and we were 5 sisters and 2 brothers. But we all sisters were brought as children, not as girl children. My father says, whoever will be very good in study, he or she will read. Who will not be interested in study, I will stop. In those days, there was no tuition, nothing else, but we are learning out of our interest. And my father's aim was to see me as a doctor, physician, which I was not interested. My dream was never to be a physician. I was a different child, perhaps from the beginning. I was thinking differently. I was asking Father, what is above the sky? That was a very frequent question to my father. Father was asking, why? What you will do? I was asking, telling that I want to go much above the sky to see the Nandan Kanan, see the paradise, meet Indradev and other gods. And Father scientifically answered to me, but by that I become a little bit pessimistic that nothing is there above sky, no, there is no heaven scientifically. But my imagination goes on every day. And I was every day cycling. In those days, from the very beginning, I was a rebel child. Rebel against all odds of the society, orthodox practice, and any sort of discrimination in the name of caste, creed, or religion, or gender. Our school, I was born in the headmaster quarter, in that school, government quarter, and the school was situated in a very different, in a place where all the surroundings were Muslims and Dalits. So my friends, childhood friends were Dalit girls, boys, and Muslim guys and boys. I was asking my father, why these Muslim and Dalit boys and girls are not entering our temple when I am entering their mosque? My father was answering, it is bad, it is not right, but society will change, definitely. So I am cycling, and my mother was not in favor of that. But I was asking, why, if my brothers will cycle, why I will not cycle? So I learned cycle, and every day I was going on a cycle to see where the sun is going beyond the horizon. So horizon was a very point of my attraction and the sky. My father asked, why every day, where are you going and coming back late? I said that I am going to touch the horizon, but it is not possible. My father said there is nothing like horizon. He explains. But my imagination goes on. These are the different things, apart from my other brothers and sisters. And I don't know why my father was dreaming to make me a doctor. I told that, Father, I will be a writer. He said, you will be a writer like Kuntala Kumari Sabat. Kuntala Kumari Sabat was a poet and writer. She was also a doctor. You will be the second Kuntala Kumari Sabat. I was answering, why should I be second? I will be first me. I am not going to be second Kuntala Kumari Sabat. So, however, I passed my school. My father threatened me, if you will not take science, I was interested in arts. My father threatened me, if you will not go for science, then marriage proposals are coming. And actually, in those days, class 11 means there are so many marriage proposals. And I thought that my father was actually threatening. But he was actually not threatening. He wanted me to join the science in Ravenshaw College. My dream was to read in Ravenshaw College, where my father read, my brother read, and my grandfather even read. FA means intermediate. So ultimately, I obeyed to my father. Yes, I will read medical science and I will join science, and came to Ravenshaw College. After 2 years, I got a seat in SCB Medical College. In those days, there was no entrance. On the basis of your mark, admission you were getting. So I got my intimation letter, and my father took me to the college, and I got admitted. And my father went back. But what I did, you will not believe. in those days, a girl of plus 2, how daring I was to pursue my dreams. My dream was to become a writer, become a poet, but these medical science, death, diseases, pains, all these were very difficult for me. I was very reluctant to go to hospital, and my mother was telling that she will die, she will have heart attack if she will go to the medical anatomy hall. Or my father was smiling and telling, yes, every day in the newspaper I am reading, so many medical colleges students are dying out of heart attack in the anatomy hall. So whatever it may be, I didn't attend a single class in a medical college. Without letting know my father, I also applied for BSc Life Science Honors, and I got admitted in Bhubaneswar College. For 2 months, my father didn't know that I am not in medical college. In those days, it was a news that one of headmaster's daughter is in medical science. When I came back home in the Puja vacation, I told my mother, I am not reading medical science, I am in Bhubaneswar College. So mother disclosed to my father. My father never punished the children, or he was never harassed. But I know I shattered his dream, and I never repented. I thought, why should my father dream my dream? I should dream my dream. That was the point. And in my college days, I was writing, from class 5th, I was writing little poems and sending to different journals. And when it comes out, I think that everybody is happy, my father is happy, and all the teachers are happy. But in those days, I didn't know if I'll become a writer, what I'll get, what is the benefit. I didn't know. But it was impulse. And I could not have stopped but write. So in college days also, I was writing. Though I was reading science, I was writing, getting awards in college for literature. And in many literature magazines and journals, and I started writing stories also in those days, when I was in graduation. And I was known as a writer in my college in those days. And after BSc, my father arranged my marriage. I got married to a civil engineer in Odisha government, and in a very orthodox family, a joint family, orthodox family. And I didn't protest, but silently I was rebelling after marriage. In 3 years, thank God, I got 3 children, normal delivery, and all my children are grown up now. I have now 3 grandchildren. But I was silently rebelling, and I didn't write anything, which disturbed my father. My father was repeatedly asking, why are you not writing? I was angry with my father. I was angry with everybody. I said that, no, father, there is no time for writing. Anyhow, I saw that my father is not very happy that I am not writing. When I came, we started to stay in his quarter, government quarter, with 3 children. I started my first novel after marriage. 6 years of my marriage. For 6-7 years, I didn't write a poem. I was angry with everybody. And of course, that was accumulating to be expressed in a way of novel or something like that. And my first novel, Barsha, Basanta, Baisakha. Barsha, rain season, and Baisak, summer season, and Basant. The Basant, you know. This is the youth for girls' childhood, and the school, colleges, and old age. So it was a theme in my mind from my college days 2-3 girls' life is portrayed in one character. And I don't know why that became the bestseller. And everybody demanded other novels. Then I was inspired. When I wrote all my initial formative years novels, you will be surprised to know that I was in Kotak. I joined Revens. Of course, after sending my all children to school, I completed my post-graduation, and then immediately I registered for PhD. Within 2 years, I got my PhD degree, and after that I went for postdoctoral degree. And those days, my 3 children were going to school with 3 dogs. They have their 3 dogs, and there are 3 cows. That is mine for my children. So I was managing the whole house. I was driving my children to school. I was driving to my college, coming back. And how did I manage? I don't know. And at night, first I make them sleep, and then I arrange their everything, their dress, their shoe, and their routine. And then I sit for my class preparation. After class preparation, I write. Class preparation in Ravenshaw College is not so easy in initial stages. So that was a very difficult period, but I don't know how could I manage. Everyone can manage, I think. If you will be exposed to such situation, you have to manage. So I was writing, and I saw that the Orthodox family of my husband, they accepted me as I was in those days. If I commit any mistake, my mother-in-law say, knowingly she is not disobeying. She doesn't know. She came from college. She was in hostel, and she doesn't know. She is not disobeying us. She is committing mistakes because of lack of knowledge. Her mother has not taught her anything. So she was excusing me. It's a very good family, though Orthodox, very good family. I was very fortunate. And I went on writing, and went on protesting, and went on fighting for justice for everybody, not for me, for everybody. During my marriage, my father's idol was not to give dowry. 5 daughters. He was adamant that he will not give dowry. Let the daughters remain like that. So I was also like that. So our marriage was dowryless, no dowry. I was against dowry. I think the girls, if they like, they can only abolish dowry, girls, while marrying themselves, while marrying their daughters and everything. And also the boys. Boys should have some self-esteem. I think boys should have some self-esteem. Why should they depend on the father-in-law's car or building or whatever it may be? They should have some self-esteem. We can earn. We can provide anything to your daughter. Send your daughter without anything. So that will only change the society, I think. And I am writing regularly on different subjects through my stories and novels, my characters. All my characters are rebel, but they not fight. They rebel. Through their activities, their character, they change the society. You cannot build a temple, abolishing the old one. The old one should be there, and you can also construct a new building, very beautiful building, side by side. So I was very much agitated when the Babari Mosque and the Ram Mandir issue came. I said, who was the person, eyewitness, who saw that Ram was born there? Who was the eyewitness? If Ram was born there and fighting is for that particular place, Ramchandra went to Banavas for 14 years for not to fight with the brothers for the kingdom. And if the Ramchandra actually will be knowing that for me, for my birthplace, there are human killings and violence and bloodshed, he will vanish. He will not come to this. If he will build the temple there, he will not be there. So, my thinking is that, but what to do? We have to live in a society. The society will never change in a day. Society will change gradually. Social change is very gradual, not abrupt. And you will be surprised to know that though I am writer, I am always in touch with the scientific inventions, what are going on in scientific fields. I have a novel which was written in 76, just imagine. Most of you were not born in those days. When the artificial inseminated baby was not born, my novel was based on that. That was the first novel, I think, in Indian literature on artificial inseminated baby, in vitro or whatever you say. And also test tube baby after that. I have a novel, I wrote the novel in 82, and that is, the name of the novel is, title of the novel is Odia, Samudrara Swara, Voice of Ocean. It will be English. The novel is based on human psyche. We are not actually measuring the intelligence or IQ or the social or the psychological traits directly, like physical measurement. In physical measurement, you will put the scale and we can say that breadth and length of this table. But intelligence IQ test is not like that, or psychological traits. So I thought that if one day a machine will be invented by people like you, which can read the thought process of human being. One scale will be put, or like a thermometer, as we are measuring the temperature, it will be tossed with the brain or somewhere, and the thought process will come out as brainograph. A scientist was inventing that machine, which I gave the name Brainovision. And the readings are brainometers. So if the Brainovision will be discovered one day, till it is not discovered, but in my science, in my novel, 1982, it is there, Brainovision. Brainovision was invented. So what to do? If one day it will be invented, it will be good or bad? It is a question to all of you. If there will be a machine so that you can know, sitting there, you can know that what I am thinking about you. I can know that what you are thinking about me. Should I sit there? I will go. So the entire society, entire world will collapse in one moment. There will be no family life. There will be no father-children relationship as we think now. So I'm waiting whether this will be invented by you or not, whether it should be or it should be a secret. What I'm thinking about it, I'm telling one thing, I'm thinking other thing. So this is good for the world or not? Should it be transparent? Can I see what you are thinking about me? So that Brainovision instrument is not yet invented by you. I am waiting. In my lifetime, it should not be invented. So I write on many things. I was a very timid child in my childhood, but I am a very adventurous person and very bold and brave. And my PhD doctoral research was on slum area children to develop their intellectual responsibility. And my PhD, postdoctoral research was on Bonda tribe on Koraput district, Bonda Highlander, who were very, in those days I started my postdoctoral research in 89 and it was finished in 93. They were very aggressive tribe, primitive, aggressive, and they don't accept the plainlanders, and plainlanders, they don't accept the highlanders. They were killer tribes, means in-group murderers. There was every day, there was a murder when I was working with them. And you must be thinking that being a woman, how did I dare to go there and work there alone? I didn't allow my husband to go there. He dropped me foothill and in another vehicle I go to upstairs. It is 14 kilometers above the hill, above the plain land. Why I didn't allow him to go? If he would have seen that what is happening there, how I am staying there, he will not allow me to continue my research. So there I have seen, I have confronted with a tiger, with the meningitis, with malaria, and cobras. Every killers were there. But I was very fortunate, and I am thankful to God that He gave me a women's physique. For that, I could research in Bonda Hills because they don't kill a woman. They only kill men. There was always murders between men and men. No woman was killed. If any woman is killed, it is by mistake. So, gradually saw that these aggressive tribes, they are so affectionate, so much human values. So I fell in love with the hills, I fell in love with the people, Bonda people. And I was drawn to go to Bonda people every year, 3-4 times. And I completed my research. And while doing research, I started writing a novel on them. There are so many problems created by them, problem created by the people who are going there as government officers for their development. I was watching everything, what corruption they are doing. They are treating me very well. Then one day I told the officer, he was a student when I was Ravenshaw College, not direct student, he has English literature. Then I told him that, you see, I am writing a novel. And what you people are doing here, in the name of progress of the Bonda tribe, and how much you are doing corruption, I am watching, and I will write everything. He said, yes, madam, you write. You change the name. Okay. we are doing corruption. Then why have I come to Bonda Hills, such a bad place? Because of getting some more money. Then I also wrote. I changed the name. What corruption is going there? I wrote them. That is Bonda tribes. Also, I am always drawn to the downtrodden, to the suppressed, the oppressed. So I went to the super cyclone, the super cyclone devastated the area, my village, my husband's village, our house, nothing was there. So I was drawn to there, and what I saw, I wrote in a novel. For 4 years I was drawn to them, and I volunteered some reliefs and distributed them, and I saw what is going on there in the name of relief distribution and resettlement. So I wrote everything. Three chief ministers were changed during that time. I wrote everything. And the year the child was sold in Kalahandi due to hunger, that was a very important incident during Janaki Vallabh Patnaik's chief minister's time. And it was a national news. The children are being sold in Kalahandi for poverty and for hunger. So I wrote a story on that. And somebody took the story and gave the book in which the story was compiled to the chief minister. And he said that Pratibha is very much sympathetic towards the Kalahandi people. Why don't you transfer her to Kalahandi so that she will do some good work? Janaki Patnaik went through the story and said, it is a good story. And every time I was expecting a transfer to Kalahandi, but nothing like that. He didn't like that. He was really a person who was appreciating literature, and he was a good literature and writer, and a very cultured person, very knowledgeable person. So these are my life story. While I am in my hostel, women's hostel, I was Rebensha College girls hostel I was staying, and we have a particular time before evening we have to reach hostel. So one day I didn't get a rickshaw from my local guardian's house, and I was 10 minutes late. If it is late, then the main door will be closed, and we have to enter through the door of the superintendent. So I entered my superintendent. She called me in his drawing room. When a young man was sitting, she scolded me like anything. You girls, you will go and there will be cinema shooting, and principal will call me, and I will be responsible for this, my inefficiency. He will say that you are not efficient, I will change you. You girls are doing all sorts of. I said, Madam, who is doing that? I don't know. I was in my local guardian's house. No, didn't get a rickshaw. I came. You should not talk like this. You cannot insult me like this. I am not the person who was doing film shooting somewhere. Then the young man interfered. He said, why are you talking in a raised voice to my mother? Do you know with whom we were talking? She is the superintendent of the hostel, and you will be immediately driven out if she wishes. Who are you? I asked. Who are you? I am the son of. What are you doing here? This is principal. This is superintendent's quarter. You should not remain present here. Then I charged my superintendent. You are insulting me in front of other people who are not included in there, who have no capacity to sit here, and I will inform my principal that you are doing this. And he said to his son, as the son was going to shout, he said, cool down, don't tell anything to her. She is a High Court Bali. She gave a name, she is a High Court Bali, you don't tell anything. So, I never think that if you will do this, what will happen to me? One very important instance in Puri temple, you must be knowing, you are very small in those days. It was in 89. 89 Puri temple, I went there with one of my friend. She is very tall and fair like Indira Gandhi. And they thought that she is non-Hindu. And they tried to harass her and me that you have to give more money, you have brought a Christian like that. So they misbehaved like anything, and they actually there was a big crowd, and I was there, and they were धक्का मार के मुझे ऐसा करते थे. तो I was very pained at that time कि in this group there must be some readers of mine. Nobody comes out to protect me. Before that, I criticized the Shankaracharya. The Shankaracharya in those days supported that there should be Sati Daha, Sati Pratha. To eradicate the widow problem in India, there should be Sati Daha. I vehemently criticized Shankaracharya, not knowing what is the power of Shankaracharya. And Puri people were, the temple people were very angry with me. They asked, who are you? I said that I am a gazetted officer. I am giving a certificate that she is not non-Hindu, she is Hindu. So, why should we don't have the darshan? You allow us to have a darshan. She has come from Pune. He said, who are you? How you are a gazetted officer? Who are you? I said, I am a senior reader in Revancha College and a gazetted officer. I will give you a certificate. What is your name? I said, Pratibha. Oh, you are that person who criticized our Shankaracharya on Sati Pratha? I said, yes. They became more violent. And there was a very, my children were with me also, my daughter, my two sons. They have never forgotten that incident because they were telling that, Ma, let us go out because they are misbehaving with you. I said, then no Ma is present here. All you go back to car. I am standing here. I will do one samadhan, some solution I will bring today. Why they are behaving inside the temple like this? So anyhow, I came out. I wrote an article the next day in paper. They said, how can she be Hindu? She is so fair. वो इतने गोरी है, ये कैसे हिंदू होगी? That was their question. Then I read, is color of religion black? Dharma ra ranga kala. That was my title of and all the paper it came out. When it came out, the temple people were defamed and they were very aggressive, angry and came to Chief Minister. Chief Minister Janaki Babu, they called me. They said that don't go further. They are creating problem. I said, sir, I wrote only one article. After that, other articles are coming. Those women who are being tortured and being harassed in that temple, they are writing. I wrote only one article. And only you stop them. How can I stop them? I don't know anybody. Then he said, Amukali, the thing is why they behave bad language to me. Chief Minister said, I said that I was telling them apana, with all respect. They are all slang languages they are using. Then Chief Minister said, you told in your mother tongue. They were telling in their mother tongue. So why are you so sorry? Just accept. It is their mother tongue. So anyhow, it was a big issue. There is a big commission. And nowadays also, they know my name, generation by generation, they know my name. For some years, 10 years or more, I didn't enter the temple. And after that, I went there. And now also, whatever is anything happening, bad thing happening inside the temple, I am writing. They know that somebody is there who is watching us and she will immediately write. So I am known as a rebel against the Pandas. So I don't have any grievances against them. There are also very good Pandas, good Sevayatas, not all, but there are some miscreants. So that is one simple. Another thing, I should I will not go in detail, conclude. I am just concluding, it is late for a launch. I will conclude. When I was nominated for Public Service Commission as a member, I took voluntary retirement from college and joined Public Service Commission. I was a member there. And the chairman, there was Odisha Administrative Service, OS Service that year. And there were 900 candidates. We have to choose 300 candidates for Odisha Administrative Service. And rampant corruption was going on by the chairman. I was the senior most member. I wrote a memorandum to Governor and Chief Minister that these questions are being vitiated. The chairperson has opened this. Her two daughters are there. her nephew is there. So these questions cannot be used. And for 1 year, the examination postponed. And everybody was very aggrieved. But I didn't. I will not put my signature. I will not be party to corruption. So ultimately, the question was changed. The chairperson was kept away from the confidential process of the examination, and the examination was done, and justice was given to the candidates, they said. And what happened, so many memorandum we have written. I am the senior member, and the other two members also joined me, and it went to president. President is the person to appoint and to remove for misdeeding. So when Abdul Kalam came, he thought that the pending file should be cleared. And immediately he saw that file, and that person was removed before 3 months of his retirement. So that was a history, a record in a Public Service Commission of India. And those who say that there is corruption in Public Service Commission, I don't agree. I don't know any corruption. If it comes to my mind, something is going on, I will probe, and then I will discover, and I will go against it, whether he is chairperson or whatever it may be. And I have fought 2 defamation cases. I am concluding 1 defamation case for Puri case. 1 lakh, in those days, 1 lakh defamation case. And I fought for 10 years. And this chairperson, he filed a defamation case for 1 crore. And he called me for compromise. I didn't listen. I thought that I will fight. If I will fail and I will not win, then I will beg 1 rupees for everybody all over in Odisha for 1 crore rupees. From where I will bring 1 crore rupees? I was little bit worried also. And at home, nobody was happy with me. What is this? Nobody, you cannot change the society. You cannot change the whole India, whole world. Everywhere it is happening. If everybody will say that everywhere it is happening, then it will happen. Always. Ultimately, after 7 years, I fought for 7 years, and ultimately, I won the case. Thank God.
Thank you.